Hey everybody, you're back here with John, and we're going to do the right rear wheel bearing on a 2016 Camaro. So a while back, I don't know if it was an issue from GM or just random occurrence, this wheel nut actually came off, and I was missing a center cap, and I didn't notice it for, honestly I couldn't tell you how long. It might have been like a week or two, something like that. But it didn't go crazy long. But anyway, after that time, I got a new wheel nut, of course, and I put on wheel nut and torqued it down like I should. But there was always a slight noise at higher speed, and this was probably a year ago. But I kind of let it ride and see if it got any worse. It did not seem to get any worse, and now it slowly is getting worse. It sounds like it's in the right rear. Maybe it could be the left rear, but I think it's the bearing going bad. I think because you lost preload on it when when the nut came off. So we're gonna go ahead and change it. So as you can see, I've got the tire already off. You're gonna take out this little Torx. If it's the first time you've taken it out, I have found that using an impact, a normal little drill driver impact, not like your impact you take your wheels off with, is actually the best option. Because sometimes when you just do a normal ratchet, it ends up actually stripping it worse. But mine I've taken off a couple times already, so I know it's good. And then you're going to loosen up and take off this bolt right here and this bolt right here. That'll take your caliper off. Excuse me, you want to do that first, by the way. Do that first. This caliper actually sits really nice right back here, actually, when you take it off. And then there's 3 bolts that hold the hub on. They're going to be on the top side and here somewhere, and then the back side over here. I'll try to show those at some point, but I'll show you the hub, and then you'll kind of get the gist of what I'm taking in and out, and we'll go from there. At this point, I've got the rotor off, as you can see. So we're going to take this nut off, and then you'll see the fastener here, fastener there, and then the third one over here. You can access these from the back side of the hub itself. There's some nice areas back here around the CV joint that you can reach it. All right, everybody. Well, I got those bolts loose. So as you can see, this plate is connected by your e-brake cable. But yeah, I just cleaned off this bore a little bit, and I will be mounting this new one in. So again, I've not had to do this on a vehicle, embarrassingly, and I've done a lot of things on vehicles, but I'm listening to, and I'm going to call a buddy or two, but can hear that noise, right? Compared to absolutely nothing. So I'm guessing that means that this, you can hear it over me talking. I'm guessing that means that bearing is bad. Again, I got a couple mechanic buddies that have done this a lot more than myself, even though I do tackle a lot of things. But this is a 40 or 50,000 mile Camaro. So, but like I said, this good old hub nut once came off, and so I'm guessing I lost a little bit of preload or I don't know. I'm not completely sure, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna put the new one back on. All right, y'all. Well, putting the new hub on was super easy. Literally kind of got to, wiggle around the splines a bit, but get these holes lined up back here. And because there was no gunk, I literally could just finger tight them all the way, whereas taking them out was, there was a lot of gunk coming out of threads and stuff, whatever, or gunk, whatever, and it was tight the whole way out. But I literally just finger tightened them all in. And now I'm just going to work on finding a torque spec that's proper and getting those torqued, and then I need to find the hub nut torque specs, and then we just put her back together, and I think it'll be good to go. Hey guys, I know that I forgot to explain one kind of important portion of the video, so I'm making this for you real quick. When you're going to remove the 3 bolts from the back of the hub, it would really help to have a second person. I did do it by myself, but a second person would be very helpful, because you need to push on the center of the shaft and push the CV and CV axle towards the actual rear gearbox, or whatever you want to call it. And so that will allow for you to get a socket in the back side of the hub. I think I used shallow 3/8 drive sockets with wobble extensions on them. It's definitely tight to get those sockets in there, but it can definitely be done. And if you had somebody there who could hold that CV axle always towards the rear gear, like towards the center of the car, it would have made it even easier. I kind of had to slam it towards the center, shove a socket on, and then kind of back it up, back out that bolt for a little bit, and then it would kind of slide off. And honestly, you could cut the time in a quarter if you had a second person just to hold the CV axle the whole time. And every once in a while it would get a little bit bound, so I took like a rubber mallet or a piece of wood on the flat side of the outside of the axle and hit it with a hammer just to kind of loosen it back up. But yeah, that was a very important method to getting it off. And then also when you put it back on, having a person be able to hold it as well would make it really simple. But yeah, you can do it by yourself. You just kind of juggle using your knees and all that other stuff. But yeah, sorry I forgot that, and hopefully this little intermission to the video helps. All right, everybody, I'm finding about 80 foot-pounds of torque for these 3 bolts. This one, the ones that actually mount the hub itself. And so I got those 80 foot-pounds, and then I'm finding 199 foot-pounds for this right here. So I'm gonna tighten that one to 199. All right, everybody, I torqued that back to 199 foot-pounds of torque. And yeah, I'm going to put the rotor and caliper back on. Don't forget to put your little tapered nut on, tapered bolt on right there. And then, yeah, slide the caliper back on and you're good to go. Put the tire back on and you're good to go.